All right, thank you so much. Here, the program still this morning on ITV on independent television. And now, the word scarcity is a common word in the English lexicon. And of course, when we say scarcity, we actually mean that that thing is not available, or that the thing is somehow not available in the way it should be. And that's one common word that Nigerians are using today when they describe the availability of fuel. And of course, the availability of cash in hands, cash in pockets, and cash in bank accounts. What are the issues? Now, we understand that the elections are weeks away, and the biggest challenge for Nigerians, as it were today now, is how to carry on their daily lives activities. Now, if you stay in Nigeria for quite some days now, it's been quite challenging. Your inability to buy fuel in your vehicle, and even if you have fuel to buy, most filling stations across the country, across the states, Edo State where I stay here, most filling stations are selling above 400 naira. No filling station sells below 400 naira as far as I'm concerned. And of course, it's one thing that a lot of persons are not comfortable with. Yesterday and 2 days ago, we saw the protests as being put together by civil society organizations and youths across the state. What are the issues? How best can we come out in all these issues that are prevailing in our situation in our country today? And you can actually be part of the program as you watch along this morning, the program this morning on ITV, by joining us on our phone segment, but that will be later on the show so that you can call and make your comments. And the number is going to be displayed on your screen, 08077770300. I repeat, 08077770300. Or better still, you can join the program. Just drop your comments on the social media platform, ITV Radio NG, or my own Twitter handle at Evergreen Only. And of course, definitely, I will tweet at you so that we get to know your response as we get along on this show. All right, so to look at the issues of this morning, I've got two gentlemen here. I have Pastor Benson Ogiriahi, a public affairs analyst, and one man that I see as a socialite, one man that always takes most the betterment of the country in his heart so close. So welcome to this program. Thank you so much for coming. Despite the very short notice, you made it through. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, now, so we've got one guy. When we talk about youth in Edo State as it stands now, we're talking about the caretaker committee chairman of the Edo State Youth Council, Mr. Peter Agwebo. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're actually making it the debut with me on this program. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So you're going to be talking to the youth because the protest that has been going on now, everything centers around the youth. So you're going to be talking to the youths and also talking from the youth perspective. All right, so gentlemen, as we hit the ball rolling this morning, we are not adamant and we are not new to the situations in the country. Scarcity of fuel, scarcity of funds and all that. And yesterday, we saw the Ipman men coming together, also telling government that if the fuel cost persists the way it is now, that they may not have other option than to stop their filling stations from selling. And that's going to add another hardship to Nigerians. So how do we think we can, go out of all this? I'll start with Pastor Benson Ogiriahi.
First of all, I want to say this. From the Bible perspective, that the Bible says all things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are called according to his purpose. If you look at it, even when there are challenges, there is always a way out. It's but for a season. Though it's biting hard and a lot of things are just going in a way that is not giving us peace and comfort. For instance, this morning as I was driving down, I decided to add fuel to my vehicle. So where I bought at 550 naira. Even the POS that I gave my card to was charging me 1,000.
For how much?
I just bought 10 liters.
That's for 5,000.
5,500. And it was collecting 1,000. I was asking why. The guy was saying that is what it is. As long as there is no cash, that I have to make sure I pay that. So I just look at it that, well, is actually talking about the situation of this country. It shows that our leaders, they are not sensitive to most things that are happening. The reason I say so is because as far as all these things are there, leaders supposed to be proactive. They know that these challenges are coming. That is why they are there. They're supposed to at least make some arrangement to make sure that it did not get to this extent where people are actually feeling the heat and the pain. So it is not a good thing at all.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Benson Agwebo, perhaps it's also very difficult for most Nigerians to actually understand what is going on, because for some people, they begin to see the political undertone in some of the developments. I mean, how come we are on the verge of another election? We have a political party that wants to come back to power. And of course, this same political party is at the leadership, it's the head of the leadership as well in this country. And things are going this way. That is one explanation. Then another explanation is that it is the best thing to do now. I mean, we have to revamp the country. The economy has to be revamped. And one way of doing that is this cash redesign and all that, cash withdrawal limits and all that. Give us your insight. What is your perspective on the prevailing circumstance?
Yeah, first, it is very, very obvious that the fuel scarcity and also the new Naira note swap is a challenge that is not only affecting the airlines, neither is it just affecting a few persons or the politicians per se. It's a general issue that affects everybody, and it's quite unfortunate that so many political meanings have been read to it. But for us, you find out that this, the government in power or the authority have really not come out to say that there is really challenges in terms of fuel scarcity. They keep apportioning blame. Just during the principal review, we also saw that the CBN governor apportioning blame to the bank,
commercial banks,
when he is the one in charge. So it's obvious that our leaders need to understand that it is not the normal politics that they play. Yes, we are hearing a lot of rumor from one of the presidential candidates alleging that the first scarcity and the Naira swap is a sabotage to his victory. But be it as it may, we are not concerned as a citizen. What we are concerned is that these resources should be made available, because you cannot underestimate the importance of fuel in our day-to-day activity. Whatever you do, directly or indirectly, we all depend on these petroleum products. And now it's really affecting all the aspect of the economy. Take for example, as at yesterday and on Monday, a lot of persons that patronize the point of sales, probably known as the POS,
POS, yeah.
they are being charged 2,000 Naira for 10,000. If you are withdrawing 10,000 Naira, you are being charged 2,000. Some of them don't even care if you are collecting cash or you are doing withdrawal and doing transfer at the same time. They just feel that, oh, this whole process is kind of not being proper, and they want to take advantage of that process. So I think by now, we as youths, we were disappointed when the government, especially those state governments, had to wait for those state youths to have a protest before putting modalities in place to checkmate the petroleum marketers. Yes, the governor of fellow states, after the protest held on Monday, he tactically swing into action by making plans to set up a committee which will act as a task force to go to this filling station and check if this filling station have products, to also know the amount they use in purchasing these products, so that they can now ascertain the rates for them to sell. It is not also that correct to say that all filling stations in those states, as at yesterday, we are selling above 400 Naira. It is not 100% correct. We still have few filling stations, like the one at Babaman and 200, who sold for 190.
190 per liter.
For 190 per liter.
Where did he get his product from?
These are the issues. These are the issues, and we during our interaction with stakeholders between Monday and yesterday, after the protest and during the protest, we get to know that some of these filling station owners don't even purchase fuel directly from the depot. They purchase from other marketers. Take for example, Mobile. Mobile can get direct fuel from the from the
directly
source.
from the source.
Yes.
Whereas
but they will have to divert and sell to other filling stations at the higher rates.
Let us be careful now with the way we say.
No, I said for example.
Yeah, okay.
For example, if they purchase directly from the depot, they will now have to sell to another, to another filling station for them to have access to this product. And you know the intricacies behind it, the challenge I go with buying from another seller instead of buying directly from the depot. So these are the challenges that we've actually come to realize. And because of the protests, and it's quite unfortunate that some persons, because they are angry, they actually resort in converting the protest into a riot by having some structured process.
All right, so let me pause. We're going to be coming to that later on because just like what I said, that I'll need you to talk to the youths this morning. Good enough, what we saw yesterday, we didn't have any reports of riots yesterday. We did not have any report except what I personally, experienced when I was coming to work. So I had to calm down and I had to speak to the young guy that hey, this is not how to protest. All right, so Pastor Benson Ogira here. Now, what is going on seems to be very, very difficult to understand because as we speak now, our politicians are still not, they are not agreeing to the 10th of February that the CBN has placed the Naira legality on. Now, the politicians, members of the House of Representatives, the National Assembly, if you like, members of the House of Representatives, to be precise, are saying that the day has to be extended. That if it is not extended by the CBN, that they will not agree. So what that implies is that perhaps we may be looking at another bout, of crisis in the country. And here we are, about 3 weeks to our elections. Don't you think this whole is going to affect our elections and affect us the more as we make preparations for the elections?
Actually, I was trying to look at some things. First of all, during the paper review, as the central bank governor was shifting the blame to commercial banks, I see that there are some things that are very, very wrong. One, he is the one that is in charge. Then, as far as money has been disbursed from the central bank, it would have been very, very good to hear that, okay, we have given so money to so bank. Then, since they are not disbursing it, then so set of people have been arrested. Then, when the public are actually hearing all this, in fact, it will create an impression that actually they are doing their work. But hearing it that, oh, we have given out so money and you are not seeing it in the public and you are just saying it and shifting the blame without action, it shows that you are not actually rising up to your own responsibility.
Yeah, Pastor Benson.
When we now look at as the candidates were trying to say that it has to be extended.
The politicians,
I look at it from one aspect. The first aspect that I'm seeing it is that as far as the government is actually giving us a picture that are trying to avoid vote buying. So all of us have to make sure that we join our hands together to make sure that it works. The reason is, one, the situation of this country now, there is nobody that is actually responsible who will feel that what is going on is good. No. It's a time that all of us need to rise up to actually have a good person who will be there that at least will know that you have integrity, you have the leadership skill that will be able to carry on the progress and the success of this country. to a higher place. Because when you look at things that are happening and both insecurity and all, in fact, at this time, we have to just get it right.
Okay. Now, Peter Agwebo, now, don't you also think that perhaps the Nigerian populace don't also actually understand what is going on? Because what the federal government wants to do through the CBN is to make Nigeria as a nation cashless. The federal government wants to reduce the amount of cash in circulation. Not that they are saying that you are not going to, the money will not be your money, yes. Pastor Agwebo. It is still going to be your money, but you are not going to have it as physical cash in your hands anymore. You rather have it in your accounts. If you have to do some form of purchase, you do cash transfer and all that. All this is done in a way to try to handle the economic situation in the country. Peter Agwebo, don't you think that the Nigerian populace also need to understand all this? Because we are kind of somehow confused. A larger number of the population don't really know what is going on.
Yeah, before now, the cashless policy have been in existence. Just that the effectiveness was, not seen. It wasn't effective. And, we are in a country whereby we don't critically, extract things. We just jump into conclusion based on looking at the surface without looking at the integral part of it. It is unfortunate that, yes, the CBN is making a practical effort in making sure they, confiscate those Naira notes that were, that is being hidden by some persons as they are alleged. But it is also important for them to not just only fix a deadline for usage of the old notes. It's also important for them to let's have access, at least if not in a at 100% rate. Let this new notes also be in circulation. That is not personally. I commend the efforts of the CBN in terms of trying to make Nigeria cashless policy that have long time ago been established to make it run. I, for one, I think it is really not the time for us to, run this cashless policy in terms of giving 100% consideration.
Why not this time?
To it, because of the current hardship. The hardship in the sense that having fear is an issue. You are, in the same time, you are trying to introduce, to make effect of the cashless policy, and you are also, changing the Naira notes, the old notes that have been in circulation.
The issue of fuel scarcity in the country has been an incessant issue. It's been coming and going. Well, this cashless
issue, I tell you, if these old issues are not being compounded together, we will not have this level of grievances in our in society today. We are trying to manage fuel scarcity, also manage assessing funds, also manage
withdrawal limits.
Withdrawal limits. So these whole things can't just come together. On the financial institution, we are facing three things at the same time, which is withdrawal limits, the old Naira notes, and also in the finance industry, and also the cashless policy. They are a bit silent on the cashless policy because they don't want to make Nigeria understand that that's their is also part of their aim. But to me, it is nice having a cashless policy because it also reduce some level of robbery in terms of but we as far we are going to that era, have we also checkmate what's called
the
effects,
yeah,
as well as knowing the internet level of this, because a lot of transfers were done yesterday. So many persons did not even get the alert. Some persons were even having issues in accessing their mobile apps.
Yeah, but all these are issues that, like I just got one transaction I did about a few days ago. The money just got refunded to me this morning. So a lot of issues are going on, but that doesn't mean that ultimately that we're not going to have the situation settled. Because the greatest challenge, the greatest problem now is that most Nigerians don't actually know what is going on.
We desire to have the situation settled, but what efforts is the government making? Other than apportioning blame. Okay.
All right. So, like what I told you, that this program is open for your contribution this morning. So you can actually push a call through on 08077-7703 and 300. The number is going to be displayed on your screen, 08077-7703 That's 0300 08077 770300. So that's the number. We'll have the number on your screen already. So you can push a call through now so that we have your contribution on the show this morning. Hello, a very good morning to you. Hello.
Well, good morning,
Okay.
I thank you. I'm proud to be from those states because of I. The people, most people are taking a very wrong idea. So after you are talking, you call yourself a youth. It's not just Google. We are not doing all these things. We did not keep it in the standard way of. I'm a retired officer 15 years ago under pressure. Retired people. Somebody after 40 years has been ganging up with say that the youth or that. It's not good.
Well,
Don't follow all these things the way it's supposed.
which youths are you talking about now?
Or if you are 18 or a teenager, you are not qualified to be here. After 18 years to 18 years plus 12 years, you see that radio, you are you. Then you can parade yourself as you. That. Then it will not change about all these people talking here and there. I want to contest, I want to do this. You should be able to know those people. Who are you? Some people will go there to destroy the name of you as the you.
Well, I don't know. That's called, I don't know what you are talking about now. I think, please have viewers out there. What we are looking at the prevailing circumstance in the country today, talking about fear, scarcity, and of course the new Naira note design, the Naira note redesigning. That's the cashless, policy situation, and of course the cash scarcity. We are really not talking about the youth per se. We are not talking about youth contesting or not. But the reason why we had to bring the caretaker committee chairman of the Youth Council Edo State this morning is because the protests we saw yesterday and some few days ago, most people protesting are youth. So we need also to get perspective from the angle of the youth so that we can get things right. You know, when youth protest, things may just go wrong. So that's just it. All right, so we'll take another call on the program this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Good
Yeah.
morning. I'm calling from the city here.
All right, so what is your name?
Yeah, my name is Sadim Mudia Saturday is my name. I'm calling from the city.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to speak right now. Along the upper mission station, Badumo, and there's already a blockade.
Okay.
All these youth, they are set fire on the road, there is station everywhere. There is no fuel, and to even get money from ATM is a problem. To get money from POS is a problem. And the government should do something about it to ease the situation for us.
Okay.
Even the workers are receiving salary now, but they cannot even collect the money. So it's a situation that we are passing through right now.
Okay. All right. All right, so thank you for that caller. That caller just informed us that we're already having pockets of gathering of protesters in some points in Benin City. So we are using this opportunity to appeal to our youth out there that nobody stops you from protesting bad situation in the country, but ensure that you don't protest in a way that you destroy the society. That's what we're saying this morning. So we'll take one more call before we come back to the discussion this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, Mr. Victor.
My greetings to all of you in the studio.
All right, so how is the fuel situation and the new Naira note scarcity? I don't know if it's scarce in Abuja too. It's scarce in Benin here.
My brother, it's all over the nation.
Wow.
The fuel scarcity in Abuja is something else. But I want to talk about the new Naira note and my personal frustration.
Okay.
Like I said before yesterday, my family almost left hungry. Because I went to the POS, almost all the POS, there was no money. And they were complaining also that when they go to the bank to withdraw money, they have to queue. And because of that, some of them were frustrated, they have to abandon their business for that day. So the next day I went to the bank, actually, I saw the queue. I went inside the bank to withdraw. There's our Eco Bank, to be precise. They say it's cashless policy. So I was unable to withdraw. So I was just frustrated all around. Government should do something. At least if the new Naira note will not be in circulation for now, they should make 50 Naira and the 100 Naira available. That is what we are asking for. And I saw the headline today, which said majorly states they should blame the banks for the non-circulation of the new Naira note.
Yeah.
And now, if the banks are supposed to be blamed, sir, what is the next step? Because I know the government have something to do to remedy this situation. What are they planning to do? They are supposed to sanction the bank for treating the masses in an unfair manner. So that is my take. I really plead with the government that they should do something.
Okay.
We are really suffering.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you all.
All right, thank you so much. The caller calling in from Abuja, watching directly in Abuja. Now, back to the studio here in Benin, back to Ogirahi and also Mr. Peter Agwebona. Now, Mr. Ogirahi, now, what do you think is going on? I mean, even the old Naira notes, you don't find them again in the banks. You go to the banks, you slot in your ATM card in the machine, no money comes out. So what do you think is going on? What do you think is going on?
You know, when we're talking about cashless society, because I called my bank officer, I was trying to ask for some money. So she just told me that I can only access 2,000 naira.
2,000 naira? 2,000 naira?
Yes. I said,
which bank is that?
Zenith.
Zenith Bank.
Yes. So I decided to ask her another question. I said, even as a company, because I'm supposed to pay salary this week.
Were you to make withdrawal for yourself or for your company?
No. It's supposed to be a payment of salary.
Okay, that's maybe huge amounts of money now.
Yes. It's a little bit big because there are some of our staff who are not, who don't have an account that we're also supposed to give cash to.
Yeah.
But when she said I can only have 2,000, I said, okay, now that I want to pay salary, so how do we go? She just said the only guarantee she can give to me is just 2,000. I said, no, it's not possible. So by the grace of God, what we are now trying to do is to make sure that we ask them to go to the bank and open an account so that we can make a transfer.
Okay.
At least. Then to quickly say this out, when we are looking at the cashless situation, I see it that one, Nigeria is as a country is not matured for that. The reason is that if you look at electricity, it's something that is not available. Then if you also go beyond there, most times even the network are not friendly, because sometimes you want to make transfer, you discover that you can't. Sometimes you make transfer to somebody, then they will now tell you that at least they get the money later or maybe the following day. So we are not really ready for that for now. So what we should do, or what the government should do, is to make sure that they prepare the entire nation for it. Then we take it as a long-term
a policy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let me come to Peter Agwebel. Now, Peter Agwebel, you heard the caller that called in that they are already gathering of youths in some parts of Benin City ready to go on protest again. Now, our concern on this program this morning, and even as for you, you know, the man at the Youth Council now, is that even as the youths protest, that we should have a peaceful protest. So what are you people telling the youths? I know you would have been doing some form of enlightenment, you know, programs, educating your youths at the Youth Council concerning the situation going on now.
Yeah, yes, you know, basically when we call for protests at the level of Youth Council and other civil society group, we usually have a well-structured protest. They will go with placard, also make provision for security and also traffic controls. But what we are having this time around are youths that are aggrieved with the current situation of the country. And yes, as we've started making appeals to them since on Monday, after we had first peaceful protest and also the meeting with various stakeholders, we started making appeals to them to have a rethink that, you know, we are not disenfranchising them or discouraging them not to go out for protest. What we want is a peaceful protest where there will not be blockage of road with any use of objects, either burning tires or another thing, making provision for security and also traffic control. And we also believe that for this our message and sensitization to the youth to be effective, the government need to also show some level of responsibility. They need to also show that, yes, they are listening to the yearnings and cries of these citizens. Because we cannot just keep telling them to keep their grievances and we are in terms with the government, because as a youth council we serve as intermediary body between the government and the youth. So we cannot be having this conversation with the government, and the government, they are not playing their part, but rather giving so many publications that
when you say the government not playing their part, now how exactly do you mean? Now you guys called for I remember before this time, before we got here, a lot of persons called for a kind of a committee to monitor fuel in the states. And just yesterday, we heard the speaker saying that government has completed modalities on how to set up a country.
Thank
so
you.
what else do you want to state government to do?
Not even yet, as on Monday, the executive arm of government has issued a press statement that they are setting up such task force. Then as at yesterday, same on Monday, which was on the 30th, after during plenary, the House of Assembly also set up their own task force to work with the executive arm.
So what else do you want?
Who are in the task force? Is the name out? Have they been inaugurated? So it is still on verbal words. Where with this task force, have they started working, or is it still the same stakeholders that are still when I mean the stakeholders, I mean the police, the civil society group that are still on their own voluntarily doing, because as yesterday, well, a lot of course we have to go to so many areas.
Now, when you say who are members of the task force, now, are you guys at the Youth Council, do you have any special interest in being
we are not interested in who becomes the committee member. When I say who are the members, is the composition of the member in existence now? What they are still, the stage they are still at, as at yesterday, is still making promises that they want to set up such committee. We believe that by the end of on Monday, the names of the committee needs to be out. Then they start working. Not still telling this is just Wednesday. Are you going to wait till after Friday before you give us the names? We're not interested in who becomes. Mind you, anybody in that committee will definitely do the bidding of the youth, because they understand the pain of these issues. So when we talk about the composition of the committee, it's not necessarily who the members are, but are they in existence now? Other than it's still in the planning process for the government. So we expect this, because if this committee is in existence now and they started doing their work by going to these filling stations to ascertain those that have the products and how much they are to sell, you see that some areas will start, XYZ station is selling at XYZ rates. People will start going there to get this products. Yeah. By then, the tension will reduce.
Now, what do you make of some youths? Because I have seen, I've seen some youths, ever since the scarcity started. What do you make of this set of youths that go around with kegs of jerry cans, 50 liters, in numbers, and they buy the products? Now, these guys, they in turn go and sell in black market. They call them the black marketers. They are youths. What do you do? What do you tell them? How do you talk to them? Because this set of people are also adding to the frustration and to the pains of some Nigerians. They buy at maybe 400 naira a liter, and of course they go out there to sell for 700, 800 naira a liter. So what do you have to say about that?
Generally, such practice is a wrong practice. Be it whether being orchestrated by the youth or not, is a practice that is being condemned by the Nigeria laws, and also the youth council. We also do not encourage that. In all of this, it is still the duty of a task force to also checkmate this same activity. These persons that are doing these black markets, as generally called, they sell this fear in the streets freely, without any security agency going to ask, where did you get this product from? And people are still selling for this person, knowing fully well that they are not going to, because it is absurd to have someone coming to the station with 50 liters, to assume that they want to buy for his vehicle. I think there's not a fact in that, because it is obvious that such person is going to use that product for an illegal process. So, I for one, this is the reason we also need this task force to
Okay.
be
Okay.
implemented on time.
All right,
Timely
now,
implementation.
Benson Ogiahi, let me come to you now. We are having various task force now. The CBN governor, Dr. Godwin Emefiele, has also told Nigerians yesterday that the CBN is also going to be setting up a task force to go around commercial banks to see how the new Naira note is being dispensed.
Yes.
Now, what kind of, achievement do you think is going to be made in this direction? Let us look at this. What kind of achievements?
Please, I want to quickly say this. I know when there is pain, the person that is feeling the pain wants quick recovery. But at the same time, I want to use this opportunity to tell our dear citizens of this country that we should be patient with the government.
Patient with hunger?
No. The reason I'm saying so is that as long as they are saying that they are setting up task force, let's just give at least between 1 or 2 weeks and actually see if the government is rising up to their own responsibility. Because if you look at it, just like what my brother was saying just now, that there was a press release which I also saw and I read it. I feel as at that time, maybe the governor is still trying to look for people that are credible, that he may want to put in that committee.
Now, a while ago, you said that you assessed your bank, and your bank, official told you that you can only be given 2,000 naira.
Yes.
Today is the 1st of February. Lots of employers are going to be paying salaries for last month.
Yes.
You think an average worker can wait for another 2 weeks before he or she gets his salary for January?
Really, sir, the reason I said so that we should be patient is that whether we know it or not, if you are not patient, you might develop some things that will give you hatred as an individual.
Anger.
It will create a lot of things in your heart. So for it to be that, even when you are looking for money, that you should at least have peace on your own. So that is why I'm talking about being patient with the government. Because when you are doing anything and you discover that it's not what you can use your strength to do, the best thing is to try to encourage yourself and see the way out.
Okay. All right, so let's take more calls on the program this morning. I remember 080-777703. 300 is still the number. Yes, hello, good morning. Hello. Yeah, good morning.
If they say on the 10th, get it right. Nobody takes the 10th for you. Stop talking well now. Then this party got because it's Mekele and the Buhari. How will you they take the service money will start? The money did not come out. You go to bank now, you cannot say 1,000 naira or 200 or 500. How can they expect Nigeria? They don't want to set this on our brain. Like me now with my head, I cannot go to bank now to take your money.
All right, thanks for calling. I don't think if the president and the CBN governor wants to set the country ablaze, I do not think so. Nigerians really need to understand the situation so that we can get... Hello, good morning, hello.
Good morning, sir.
All right, nice to have you on the program. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Christian Olupo from Benin.
Okay. Okay.
About this money, if they not say the new one, never read, if they put the old one, come on, they use it together. Because as Nigeria been at it, 2,000 naira not this person to go back and they buy it. So you person go back, you give her 2,000 naira. When they go reach and they buy. So if the money never read, then they leave the old one, how they use it together until the old one will finish. That's my suggestion.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, Mr. Chris Ogirahi, Benson Ogirahi, rather. Now, you saw, you heard the last caller,
yes.
Just like what we're trying to posit here, that all of a sudden the old cash just stopped. Stopped being coming out from the banks. Can we continue this way?
We can't. To be fact, we can't continue this way. I think this last caller, his suggestion is very, very good. I support him.
The old Naira notes are still in
Naira note
circulation.
and the new Naira note, let's begin to use it together for some time. At least when the new Naira note is in circulation, they can totally phase out the old Naira note.
And let us also, for you guys at the clergy, I understand that churches are rejecting the old Naira notes now. Is that what people are preaching? Are you preaching to your members?
No. That is not true.
So what is the message in the church?
The message in the church, first of all, is to let the people know the state of the government and what they are saying, so that many of them will not feel that, oh, they are just talking, they are not talking like that. They are not talking, maybe they are not being fact, that they should take their money to the bank. Then apart from that, whenever they also use the old Naira note to give offering or tithe, it's the responsibility of the church to make sure that at least they also go to the bank to make sure they make the deposit.
Okay. All right, so we'll pick one or two more calls and call it a wrap on the show this morning. Yes, hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling.
Yeah, I know you're calling. You're calling from where now?
Thank you very much. I'm happy to get you people on air.
You're welcome.
So my suggestion is that according to Word of God, Pastor Nigeria should be patient. Based on the ground that
you have so much background noise there. Can you walk away from your TV set?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I said that Nigerians should be patient. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Because one point that I love in these policies is that they want to use this policy to checkmate vote buying. We don't want anybody to buy our vote this time around. I think you are hearing me. Because I've been going to election. It is the problem we are having in Nigeria that make people that are not genuinely vote for to be ruling us. So please, Nigeria and Edo people, let us be patient. If on the ground that the government, federal government is on the genuine to make sure we got the right person that will rule us as the president, as the genuine that will rule us as the governor.
Yeah, when
So
you
this is
say
my contribution.
Yeah, when you say that we don't want our votes to be bought, what do you make of the allegation that is already making the rounds, that politicians already have these new Naira notes with them at home?
Why are they crying? One of the one that saying I'm concerned is crying on the air that they are disturbing his election. He will go and vote, he will vote, he will win. We are hearing everywhere on social media. So we, the masses, we are ready for them this time around. Please, let's be patient. Let the federal government hold the money. But they should be giving us 5,000, 10,000 every day, as they say, as we go to bank to withdraw from our account. To be able to checkmate these people, not to buy our vote, not to derail our conscience from the genuine person we wanted to vote for.
Okay. All right.
That's my taking on there on the issue.
All right, thank you so much for that call. Now, Mr. Peter Agwebo, we want you to talk to the youths as we draw the final curtain on this show today, so that even as we have the protest today, this morning, that the protest should be civil. You talk to them, Mr. Agwebo.
Yeah, definitely. But please, before then, I would like to say that it's an aberration and a slight to our system for the CBN governor to, at this time, be making plans to set up a task force.
Yeah, it has to, because of the reports.
That shows lack of competency and non-diligence to duty. Because before you even start effecting the process of currency swap, you need to set up all modalities. Even in an organization, when carrying out any project, there must be an M&E plan to make sure you monitor that process. So don't forget that the deadline ought to be 31st of January, which was yesterday. So that shows that they never had a realistic plan in this whole process.
So as it stands now, if a special task force is not being set up, don't you think the situation is going to go worse?
Of course, I'm only saying that these are the needed plans that ought to have been taken even before even addressing press that they still insist on 31st before going to on the on the
10th.
On the 10th. Now we are also hearing that is saying now on the 17th.
No, on the 10th this time. What happens on the 10th is that the old Naira notes, on the 10th, it stops to be a legal tender. After on the 10th, anywhere you take it to, nobody will collect it from you. The only person that will take it, the only people that will take it is the banks. You're going to have around 7 days of grace. So between on the 10th and on the 17th, the banks will collect it from you, but it won't be a legal tender anymore.
This whole process, it's ought to be in the plan, setting up of the task force, because you can't just commence any idea without checkmating how it needs to run.
But I really want you to talk to the youth this morning.
We keep appealing to our youth, talking to their conscience. We are not disputing the fact that the current situation we are facing in Nigeria, that it is not a difficult one. As we rightly said, patience is the only virtue that can take us to that promised land. So we'll keep appealing to our youth out there and other groups to please understand the importance of not causing a rancor in the process of you trying to get things right. Because the other groups, you are also making your protest or on civil protest going to affect are also not these persons that are part of this wrong system. They are also the people that are facing the same challenges as us. So I will keep appealing to them to please have a rethink, and there is no need to have a protest that will not lead to sending the right message. As of on Monday, we've already sent our message to the government after the protest. We submitted a protest paper, and yes, the government has made promise, and the House of Assembly have also shown more legislative responsibility in making sure that these issues are resolved. So I'm assuring Edo youth to be rest assured that before the end of this week, positive results start showing. And
for the Edo youth that is changing the system, buying the new Naira notes and also buying fuel in kegs
for the Edo people,
for the Edo youth.
Let's not limit it to just the youth, because when you go out there, you still see advanced women selling these black markets. Yes, so we should not limit it to the youth. To just our youth. We'll take it generally, please.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want to say a very big thank you to you guys, gentlemen, Pastor Benson Ogiri on the show today. Thank you so much. Please stretch the handshake to the...
All right. Pleasure.
Okay.
What I want to quickly say, sir, is that the word of God is true, and it's something that all of us need to actually rest on. The Bible says, weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. So I want to encourage everybody to know that it's just for a season. By the grace of God, God will strengthen every one of us to be able to pass through.
All right, thank you so much, Benson Ogiri. He's a cleric and also a public affairs analyst. And Mr. Peter Agwebo, who is the chairman of the National Youth Council Caretaker Committee in Edo State here. I want to say a very big thank you for finding time to come on this show. All right, so that's the discussion segment today and also the program, This Morning on ITV, Wednesday's edition with Evans Hoge. Tomorrow is Thursday, the 2nd day of February 2023. That's how time goes. Time doesn't wait. Before you know it, it's going to be end of February. So we say Happy New Month to you one more time. And please, let us be civil in all that we do and be patient with the government as we transform our country in Nigeria. Bye-bye and God bless you.